Okay, so good morning and good evening, everybody, and welcome back in today's class. Today we are going to be start a new topic in ServiceNow, and that is specifically from the development perspective. The topic we are going to be discuss is on the ServiceNow scripting, and we are going to follow this book for the same. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so we are going to be start our new topic today. That is from the ServiceNow scripting. So we'll try to do some kinds of hands on as well in this particular chapter. So in particular topic, I can say. So in this particular class or in this particular session, we're going to be discuss that what is customization and what is configuration, because that is the first part where the developer have a tough decision that is this a customization or is this a configuration. Okay, any idea what is configuration and what is customization? Trevor or maybe Namrata or Will, what is customization, what is configuration? Anything if you have any idea. Let me stop sharing here. I have some important file to be open. Let me open that and we'll share it again. Yes, Namrata, what do you think? What is customization? What is configuration? Put some thought. Don't worry.
Customization is like something like modification. It's a which is
Customization
also
is modification. Okay.
modify or yeah. And configuration is to design or yeah, design with the some parameter or configuration.
Okay. But in term of service now, how you say what is configuration, what is customization?
Mm, might be like customization is like modification in scripting or coding, or configuration is
Mhm.
changing of any feature.
Okay. So configuration means something which is available in the system, but you are configuring as per your requirement. You're not changing the base functionality. Let's say when I purchase a mobile phone, I get a ringtone as a default. And then I download a ringtone and set it for my contacts. In this particular area, in this particular discussion, this particular point, I am not changing anything in the tool, in the mobile phone. I'm just putting my ringtone and doing the same functionality. This is called the configuration. It means configuration says the capabilities or the features which is given by the platform specifically. And we are talking about the ServiceNow terms now. So which is given by the Now platform that enable you to deliver against the custom business demand. So SLA emails are kind of a configuration because customer provides you the data and you just put the data in a SLA definition in the email notification and you done that part. Now what is customization? In my mobile phone, which I purchased from the shop, it did not contain anything which can help me to wake up early. Any healthy app, maybe any alarm app, maybe any lighting app. So customization means which is not available in the out of the box. So if I come here, let's say in an incident management, I have a 4 or 5 states: new, in progress, resolved, closed or cancelled. Now, if I add a new state that is called assigned, will it be a customization or the configuration? What do you think? Will that be a customization or a configuration? Namrata, what do you think? Trevor, what do you think? That will be a customization or the configuration? A customization, because that is not available out of the box. Because my customer need, so I am building that. Then ServiceNow introduced a new concept called the custom development. Sometime, let's say now if I take example, I'm taking the training for a long time now. It's more than 2 years, I can say. But still in ServiceNow, in PDI, there's a no module available where I can keep a track of my trainings, my students, my course, their fees, their attendance. There's no module available. But I told you guys, hey guys, can you build something for me? Namrata says, yes, Atul, we can build it for you. Trevor says, yes, I will also support. Whale said, yes, I can also support. It means you're using base of ServiceNow and you're going to build an application for me. That calls a custom development. We will see, we will create one application that is a custom development application. Remember, if you remember that when we are doing okay, no, let's pick up that example as well. So that is the custom development. Now, and these words are seen. These I pick up from the ServiceNow documentation only. You can get a PDF file, customization versus configuration, ServiceNow PDF. You can get 4 or 5 pages PDF and you can go through that part. Okay. Now the problem is how to drive a customization. Now let me tell you one thing, or let me ask you one thing. Namrata is staying in a 2-bedroom house. Okay, a well-furnished house is there. Now let's say there's a few guests coming at Namrata's house. Maybe her cousin or his husband cousins are coming for a study. 2 years, 3 years, they want to be studying that particular city and they want to stay with this family. Now, will Namrata purchase a new house? Maybe yes, and maybe no. Namrata can think, let me divide my second bedroom with the partition and let's make 2 separate room for the kids who are coming for the study. Fine, that is a normal thought, because you need 1 room for your family, for your husband, your kid, and yourself, and 1 room you can give to the kids who are coming for study. Now we have to think which is more benefited, which is more cost effective. This is what we are discussing here. Before we go for the customization, we have to think that what is the business value score? What is the complexity score? And then we decide, shall we go for the customization? Shall we don't go for the customization? Again, one normal example. Let's say let's say Namrata installed AC in his house, in her house. When she get married approximately 5-10 years back, she said to her husband, let's install one AC. They installed now. Okay. Now after 8 years, 10 years, they're facing some issue in that air conditioner. Namrata asked her husband, hey, can you get mechanic and fix it? Now mechanic came to your house. and he checked the complete air conditioner. He said, if you go for the repair, it will cost you more than 8,000 rupees. Number one. Second, better you sell out this one and take a new air conditioner that will cost you about approximately 12,000 or 15,000 rupees. Now what Namrata will do? One side, the air condition age is already gone. It's more than 10 years now. And it's asking for the repairing now for every year. Or shall I go for the new air condition? This is what we are doing this thing. What is the business value I am getting? If I repair it, what business value I am getting? And what is the complexity to do that part? How much complex it is? Do I need to keep the mechanic for the 2 days, 3 days at my home so that I can check the AC is working fine or not? Do I need to get some money from some other person to pay that particular person or not? So that is a complexity score. And how ServiceNow define this part? It is here. So when you work as a business analyst, when you work as a business process consultant, or when you work as a technical architect, these things are important for you to be discussed. This is business value score. Decide, scale, and make. What it says, why the customization is required. Like as I say, that my customer says, Atul, I want assigned to state in my incident management. Why it is required? So generally, as a best practice, we do customization only and only when it is from the compliance or the regulatory framework. When this GDPR come into the picture, all the European countries start making the law, start making the process and implementing that part. For this, they have to make a changes in their tool as well. That's fine, because if they did not follow that part, they will not able to get the business or do the business in that particular area. Like take example of the Brexit. Right? As soon as this Brexit has happened, nobody is allowed to work outside Europe if you're supporting the European countries or European clients. You have to be logged in via some specific VPN and then you can support that. To do this part, they had to make the changes in the tool. It's a customization, that's fine, because that is a regulatory. If they did not follow that, they cannot do the business. So that is the number 5 value. Here. Now, Namrata, know that in my house, there is a marriage function and many guests are coming. I need good beddings. I need good bed sheets. And I need other thing good, which is required for the marriage function. That is a compliance. Because otherwise people will say, hey, wow, you don't have good things at your home. So that is a compliance. The value score is 5. If your customer says that I need these changes due to compliance, the chances of getting rejected is very, very, very less. See, still we have to see, can I do it via some kind of a configuration or some kind of workaround? But chances that the customization will win here. Then critical means must have. If you want to achieve a value, business value, so you can see customization is a must have to realize business value objective. Then it is a critical. Right? Like if you are celebrating your son or daughter birthday, You know that you have to be give the return gifts as well. That is must have, because without this you cannot achieve that birthday party is completed. You can reduce some item in the snacks or in the dinner, but you cannot reduce or you cannot remove the return gifts. That is must have. Now the medium you can do, but I I can achieve the results via customization as well. But also I have the workaround available for this. I can have a, so like again, birthday party is there. I order a big cake from the outside from a good baker. But I know that it is a birthday function at home only, and only 5 or 10 or 20, 15 kids are coming. So let me bake cupcakes at home as well. So that is a workaround available. Or maybe you can bring some ready-made cakes instead of giving order to the baker, because that is little costly one. So you have the workaround available as well. Number 2, which is not necessary to implement, but if you implement that will be good. So other than workaround, some basic changes if you do in the system, it can be achievable. That is a number 2, and last number 1. I'm not going to drive any value by this customization. So 0. More the value, more the business value will put the customization in a strong case. But let's discuss the complexity score as well. How much complex to build that functionality, right? How much complex to build that functionality? It says low to medium, number 1. It says if you are just extending any existing table and with some scripting you are able to achieve, that's low to medium. Fine. Medium, when you build a new scoped application, we will see the scoped application very soon. A global application. Scoped is for the limited, global is for everybody. And lot of things have to be taken care. The reason it's becoming the medium to high. If you are going to be change the basic rule of the business rule, basic functionality of the business rule, it's a high complexity, because it is tough to say that how the things are working in service now. There's a lot of hidden code are there. Hidden classes are there, hidden functions are there, hidden methods are there, which I don't know, at least I can say. Not about the others, but I don't know. So that's the thing I'm always says. If you want to make any change in the existing functionality of service now, we have to do the risk impact analysis. And specifically in the case of the business rules, we have to be do. And then high, it's a big integration, custom integration, it's a complex one. So now we have a business value, we have a complexity score. And now when I put it together, I can decide. Shall I go for the customization or shall I don't for the customization? Now it's a human decision. I know that my value is 5. It means it's a regulatory, it's a compliance. So I have to be do the customization. Even though it's a high, I have to be do. That's fine. I have to be do. There's no other way. Otherwise, I will go to lose the business. I'm going to lose the reputation. Here, everybody till this point. Any doubt? Namrata, Vail, Pooja, Trevor. Okay, Pooja is not there. Good. Now let me come to this particular book. So this book has a these concepts. That what is customization and what is configuration. Now the question comes, maybe you have a question. Atul, what is the standard in the market? What they consider as a customization and what the company consider as a configuration. If I speak from experience perspective, there's a no standard in the market. I work in a project where if you make a change in the client script or in the business rule, it is not considered as a customization. But on the other hand, when I was working on some other project, if you make a change in the business rule or if you make a change in the client script, it is considered as a customization. So it's depend. Creating a new field, it's a customization. Adding a value in the field in the drop down, it's a configuration. So don't get confused. Generally, this question has been asked in the interview. I sometimes ask when I take interviews. What my question is says, let's say you have a change management available out of the box from ServiceNow. Okay, your customer asks that I want to create a new type of change that is called the expedite. So we have standard, we have normal, we have emergency. Now I want to create a expedite as a change type. It is considered as a customization or it will be considered as a configuration. Different people, different answers. So it depends on the business. Practically, it is a customization. Because maybe Namrata says, Atul, come on, you have to be just add one value in the drop down. No, that's not only you have to be do. You have to be add a value in the drop down. You have to build the complete workflow or the flow on the basis of that particular drop down value. You have to be update the business rule. You have to be update the reporting. You have to be update the some other logics. Form as well. Email notification as well. Maybe some SLA have to be configured. So that is called the customization. So simple rule. If you go to any cake shop and you say, boss, I need a cake. He has some ready-made design. Ma'am, take this. Yes, do this part. It is a configuration for him. But you say, no. Boss, I need a photo on the top of this cake. I need these toppers on the side of this cake. I need this design on the top of this cake. Then he says, madam, I have to customize this cake for you. The base weight is 1 kg. No, I need for 1.5 kg. It means I have to be customize this for you. This is what the customization. Sometimes baker say no, I cannot do this part because he know that the value I'm getting, the money I'm getting is less and efforts I have to put a lot. So better not to take this order. This is what the customization and the configuration concept is there. Clear, everybody? Now let's come to this part. So this is a book which I received from one of my friend approximately 2-3 years back before I started this training. So he sent something on the WhatsApp group and I downloaded that part. So I was reading this book. I created a complete playlist on the basis of this book only. If you want, you can go for the my YouTube channel as well, but we'll discuss something on that part. In our training, we're not going to do a deep dive because there's a lot of things which as a base you don't know. So now what will be the homework for you guys for the next 2 or 3 days or the 4 days? You have to be learn the basics of JavaScript. Okay, at least you should know that what is method, what is class, and how to call a function. These basic things you should know. And then we will do some practical part as well. Okay, so now let's come here. So this is customization versus configuration. Now, if I show you one example, let me log in here. Wait, let me log in here. See, nobody's doing practice. Let me log in here and then I'll show you one example. So now these are the things where you as a consultant may need to participate with the technical team. Okay. Now, if I tell in the instance, if I want to make a field mandatory, let's say I want whenever any user or customer is raising an incident, the short description should be mandatory. I can do this part via UI policy. Okay. Via UI policy, I can do this part. Mandatory. Okay. The same thing I can achieve via script as well. Via scripting as well. Now here the question comes. What happened actually, if I practically say what happened, if you are a die-hard coder, you love the coding, then you prefer to go for the scripting because it is easy job for you. It is an easy job for you. So you prefer to go for the coding. But in ServiceNow, that is called the customization. If you are doing anything via script, you are writing some code, this book considers that as a customization. But that's fine. Some of the things we cannot achieve in a normal way. I cannot achieve with a drag and drop option. So I have to do the coding. But use the limited coding only, not extensive coding. Use the limited coding only. That will be good. So we can do the coding in the email scripting. We can do the coding in the workflows. We can do the coding something on the reporting part. We can do the coding in the background jobs. So it depends on which situation I'm doing this part. Okay. So this is the first section which we almost discussed in our slides now, that what is customization and what is configuration. Let me see if my instance is okay. It's waking up now. Okay. This is what we discussed. Now the question comes, to script or not to script. If I take example, let's say Namrata invited everybody at home for lunch. Me, Will and Trevor. Namrata know that everybody would like to take a soup before the lunch. Shall I make it at home or shall I bring it from market? If I make it at home, it is a customization because I have to bring every raw material. I have to make the things clearly and all, basically to give time and to make it listening. Other way, I can go to market and I can bring it. This is what the decision has to be taken by the developer. Nowadays, there are companies, not even I'll say service now. There are many companies who are moving from code to low code or no code. Low code or no code. It means you just need to do minimum to minimum coding. Yeah. Okay. Just give 1 minute, guys. I'll be on the mute for a minute. Okay. Okay. Back now. Okay. So now this decision is totally depend on the developer. So it is not a good decision to write a script for every time, for everything, because that make your system complicated. Let's say today I'm working in a project and I'm doing some scripting. Tomorrow when I'm moving out from this project and someone else came and take over this project, then it is tough for the next person to understand that why or what I write in the script. So better avoid if you can. So this particular person, this particular author says it thing very clearly. Try to avoid scripting whenever possible. Okay, whenever possible, please avoid. Better to go for the configuration instead of the customization. That is more good. Okay. So this is the point which this guy pick up. Now the question come. Now we're speaking from the ServiceNow perspective only. How many type of scripts available in ServiceNow? It's a basic rule. I'm not sure. So the basic says two type of scripting available: client side and the server side. Normal definition: client side, which run on the browser. That is a client side. So if I run something on this browser, it is a client side scripting for me. So let's say if I'm filling a form for train booking or the rail booking or kind of things, and I'm getting some error before I submit the form, it is a client side. Even though before I click on the submit button, then also it's a client side scripting, because it's checking the benefit of my browser and giving me the error or the message is there. What is the server side? When you submit a submit button, when you click on the save button and something goes in the database, again, something goes in the database, or before something saved in the database, some operation has been done, some operation has been calculated. That is called the server side scripting. So like if I say, when I'm booking a ticket, I click on the pay. And when I put my CVV number and the OTP on that part, click on the submit. It is going in the background. It is checking my bank account, getting my OTP verified, getting my PIN verified, getting my balance verified, go to the third party site, checking my PNR, checking my booking, checking my seat, checking my fee, and then it bringing to me with the error or without error. That is a server side scripting, because now operations are getting in the database level. So this is basically on the database level, I can say server side, nothing on the front side. Okay, this is important point. Now In the client and server, we have a different type of scripts. In the client, we have a three types: client scripts, UI policy, UI action. Server side, we have a business rule, the strongest contender of this server side scripting. Almost, if I say ServiceNow work on the business rule. It's all about the rule. When to click, what to click, where to go, when to map, how to map. All the things has been done in the business rule. Access control, ACLs. Rajesh is not able to see one field on the form. It is ACL because I put a lock on that field. If Rajesh is admin, only then, or someone is admin, only then he can see. If don't have admin, you cannot see. Script includes something difficult for us to be understand. It means when I am including, when I am inviting, when I am adding different scripts in a one place, that's called the script includes. So it's like a calling a multiple function in a single place with the different ways. UI action. Let me show you one example. You're seeing this new button. It is a UI action. It is again the server side scripting. UI action. Okay. Then schedule job. Atul, I want this report to be run in the midnight 12 o'clock and I should get a report. It's done via the schedule jobs. Background scripts. There are sometimes what happened that a developer need to be fix some data in the production system. They use the background scripts. Workflow scripts. If you remember that we are doing the flow and workflow, right? That time when we write some script in that area, that is called the workflow scripts. Script actions. I not remember completely what this here. One thing which is important, and one is this is the homework for you guys. Why UI action is part of the both client and server as well. And you will get this thing in the book only. I saw very few blogs, very few content where it says that UI action is a part of the both. But this book says clearly yes, and they proved it as well. So this is a homework for you to find out, is UI action actually a client side or a server side? So what we are going to be discussing in the class, these three things: client, UI policy, UI action, business rule, and ACL mainly. Rest, I try to give a little bit overview, but not in depth. Clear, guys, till this point? Namrata, Vail, Trevor, Rajesh.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Please.
It's interesting now. The tough time is going to be start. That is the thing. Okay, now let me come here. Just one more point, then we will almost close. Script execution. Remember that when we're discussing about these catalog items or variables, there's a concept or the field called the order. Here this order will come into the picture. Let me show you. Truly speaking, I did not understand this point very clearly because it's too much technical for me. But what it says, how the scripts get executed. There's a type of business rule called the before. First of all, a business rule which is a before type should be given less than 1000 as the sequence order. 1, 200, 299, 999 will be work for you, but not more than that. So this is in this order they executed. And mainly they're talking about the server side, not the client side. Because client will get executed on the front only. After this, before engines, workflow executed, approval executed. After this, before business rule, with an order greater than 1,000. I'm saying I'm not sure that how technical people or how the developer define this part. That how they decide it's more than 1,000 or less than 1,000. But with the experience, they learn this thing. Then the database operation work. After that, it's after business rule less than 1,000 as an order. Then email and then more than 1,000. Because we are not a developer, but we want to be progress in that domain. And we learn this sequence by the experience only. Okay, I try to understand this part, but not able to get that much success to understand this. So you can say less than 1,000 before rule, then after one gap, greater than 1,000 before rule, and at the last, after business rule, more than 1,000, and the between less than 1,000 for the after business rule. I know it's confusing. Atul, what is before, what is after? When we go for the business rule, then we will discuss that part in depth. That what I mean by this particular terms there. Okay, so nothing to be worried on that part. Nothing to be worried on that part. Introduction to script. We'll do it on the next class. Okay, now it's getting interesting. We have to do some little homework as well. Okay. Any doubt? Any question? Any clarification required?
When admin require coding in their field,
It's depend.
like we already, okay, because we already have a developer, and for developer, coding or scripting is very like a very habitual or minimal kind of work. But for us, we have
Right.
to think like either we will configure or like doing a scripting thing.
No, see for the admin, scripting is not required. That is the reason that ServiceNow coming, not
Okay.
ServiceNow, different tools are coming on a new terminologies, low code or no. Admin also can do. So if I say I want to make a field mandatory, instead of going to the developer and say, can you make it mandatory for me? I can go in the UI policy and I can just put a drag and drop and do my work. Workflow and the flows, not workflow, flows are the example of the low code. You can create your own flows, right? Easily. Everything is automated. You have to just drag and drop, you have to just put the things, it will be done for you. Minimum work you can do without the scripting as well. And this is what ServiceNow says. So as a BA, as a BPC, if you have little bit technical knowledge, that is a beneficial for you. That is important point here. I'm not saying that you should know 100%. As I say that I participate in the technical discussions. That it is a customization, it's a configuration, what is a business value, how you're going to do. But I don't bother. They're writing a business rule, they're writing client script. No, I don't bother. Because that's not my to be that what to be right the best here. And also I'm giving one more thing here. If let's say you write a client script which can be done via UI policy as well. So ServiceNow provide one more module that is called the health scan. Okay, let me put it here. Health scan. What this module do? This run in the ServiceNow logics. When you open any change form, you open any portal, you open any incident form, anything which taken or done by the user to perform the work, this module run in the background. and it fetch out the results that why there is a delay to open the form, and it will recommend it that you are using the client script, better use the UI policy. It will reduce your, because again, scripting means you need to be define some function, you have to define some parameters, it will call and then it will run. UI policy is normal, nothing to be must to be configured and running on the browser side. So that is the thing. So that is the time when actually we know that is he a good architect or not, because architects need to be tell to their guys, don't use client script, use the UI policy. Don't use business rule, use the this policy or that policy. Clear, Namrata?
Yes. Uh, Atul, like you have provided a link from where we can learn basic of JavaScript. Is there any link from where we can learn like coding for service?
W3C is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best website. You can
Okay.
learn from there. Basics you can learn from there.
And what about the like basics for service now, like JavaScript related JavaScript for service
JavaScript is
now?
the base for
How?
ServiceNow. ServiceNow has its own classes, on functions, on methods. But
Okay.
how to use that you can learn from the JavaScript. That because the base is the JavaScript only.
Okay.
Okay, that is the thing. Okay, any other doubt, any question, any clarification required, guys? Okay, good. Let me stop the recording here.